Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jason. This is the NUHS Tai Chi and Qigong Club. It's a beautiful Friday. It's actually one of the better days of this week, which is awesome. Definitely beneficial for us. We continue on with what we started with last week and just do some gentle opening exercises, and then I'm going to move into some more slowed down, very rhythmic exercises that are going to be beneficial for kind of energizing heart center. I've been exploring a couple things to really help with pacing and slowing anxiety. You know, a lot of times anxious thoughts are in our mind, but there's also anxiety that exists in our chest and stuff too. So to start things off with very loose hands, we're going to work our way up from our feet all the way up to, we're not going to hit our head or anything like that, but we're going to work up the soft tissue. So we're going to go, just kind of little slight pats, loosen up those joints, address that fascia, be mindful of any sore spots or tight areas. Get both your legs. You're not trying to knock out any knots here. It's just kind of waking up your tissues. You can even slide down the tissue for any sympathetic blocking that might exist in your tissues. We see this a lot in the animal kingdom where tension and stress gets stored in the tissues, in the skin, in the fascia. You can see the dogs kind of shake out, or cats shake out and stuff like that. So we do this too in a more controlled way. We can get into our digestive system, into our organs, just light patting. Get to our liver. It'll help tonify that liver from a energetic standpoint. Move across a little bit to epigastric, to where our stomach is, across the spleen. From here we can move up to our chest, almost like we're a gorilla King Kong. Do this. This kind of builds on what we saw last week. We're opening up that chest, kind of breaking up some of any of that mucus or that tissue that might be in your lungs. And these are light pats. You're not trying to, break down the rib cage or anything like that. And then I gotta put my beard out of the way. And then lightly, all here, just like open up those lymph nodes. And you can even use an open hand. You don't have to use a fist, but kind of clear out any congestion, any tightness that might be there. And while we're here in the shoulder, we're going to work our way down our arm and back on up. Down. Up. You don't want to forget our other arm. There is a school of thought with regards to meridian-based tapping. That's not what I'm aiming at right now. I'm not skilled enough to teach that yet. This is more just opening up this tissue. Now we go back to what we've explored before, where you have this kind of ragdoll, as Dr. Serlin says. This notion that you're rotating along that axial plane, opening up your spine, loosening things up, while also being able to tap at those kidneys too. When we pay attention to the digestive system and detoxification, getting to our kidneys can be beneficial too. And this is as slow as you want to go, or as steady as you want to go. I didn't say fast. If you go too fast, you might pull something. And when you're ready, just naturally allow your body to come back to a nice, neutral, based stance. With this, with Qigong, we're gonna with these next poses, our feet are gonna be more parallel, kind of like train tracks, about shoulder width apart. But you can also have them slightly splayed, so they're 45s. This is more of like a posture for stability thing, because there is going to be some mild movement in our knees, some mild bending. So if this is too like unstable, or you feel as though it's going to be a little harder on your back, you can have a wider stance for this. It's all right. These ones, as we go down, we're going to go down and up. But as we come down, we're going to bend and up, and then push like this. So bend and straighten out a little bit, but we keep our knees slightly bent. We're never completely straight. We're not locking our knees. And then on our exhale, we're coming down. And then inhale up. And exhale. You can go at your own pace. And it's these gentle movements, loose shoulders, loose elbows, loose wrists. And exhale. These, be mindful of where you are, what you can feel, what you can sense. We're not only looking for pressure or pain or anything like that, but we're also looking for warmth of the sun, of the breeze when it's present against our skin. Mindful of any shifting thoughts, because thoughts will come and thoughts will go. There's a mindset called Big Sky Mind, where you embody the sky and you look at your thoughts passing cognitions, anything that comes across you as the clouds. The sky exists whether the clouds are there or not. And we exist whether our thoughts are there or not. When we feel as though we're overwhelmed with thoughts, there's too much on our mind, think of the sky and let the clouds come and let the clouds go. Because if those clouds or those thoughts are important, they'll come back around. And we can let them flow past and buys us time to get to the next thought. I always think of the I Love Lucy episode where there's the little chocolates coming along. And initially, she's able to grab one at a time and she's able to pace things. That's how we are in life. We're able to find when we have a nice steady movement of thoughts and energy and resources, we're able to do these things one at a time. When the chocolates keep coming and coming and coming, she's putting them in her pockets and she's trying to eat them and they're just flying, as opposed to realizing that she can turn the machine off, step away from the machine, she can let the chocolates go and just get the ones that she's able to get to at that time. We can have that mindset too. Easier said than done always, but with that mindset, we can kind of just thought of it right now. I wasn't planning on it. I was going to do a double arm exercise, but in honor of Lucille Ball, we can do a one-handed grabbing of the energy and pulling in. So we reach out, shoulder kind of stays below, or arm stays below shoulder height. But we're going to reach forward and grab and pull energy in towards ourselves. And this arm, reach across and pull energy across. And with these movements, it's not as important for your breath pacing. You can decide which way you want to go. I've learned that on your movements, like this is your inhale and then you exhale, but if you think that you might want to, on the exhale, come across and inhale, pull in, it's up to you. I would go off of the original way. So you're exhaling, or you're inhaling, and exhale, bring that heart center, and you can hold before you clear. You inhale, and exhale, bring that towards heart center. So we're grabbing that energy, right? We spend all this time with this energy in front of us. We want to grab it and bring it towards ourselves. And this one, bring across towards center. Now we can add both arms. Inhale. And as we exhale, we pull that, and this reminds us of empty force, right? We pull that energy towards heart center, but now we wait. You can breathe normally, you don't have to hold your breath. And when you're ready to exhale, if you haven't already, you up towards the sky. Inhale. And down. So then we inhale this way. So now we're getting more complicated, right? Inhale. Exhale. While we're here, we wait. Take a nice clean breath. And exhale up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale across. Exhale, bring that energy towards heart center. Inhale. Exhale, push that up towards the sky. Inhale. Rotate our hands and exhale, pull down like a drapery. Now I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut. And we're going to do this exercise just a couple more passes on your own pacing, your own breath. It's this. Across. We bring it in towards heart center. Push up. Rotate. And slower you go, the more likely you are to be able to feel it. Do one more of that, and then we can add another exercise that's very similar, but it's slightly different. So let's do one more. Exhale, pull that energy in towards heart center. Inhale. Exhale, up towards the sky. Exhale. Inhale, we rotate our hands, and exhale, drape that energy down across us. So this one starts exactly where we just ended. We're down here, right, with these nice loose arms. So now we pull these arms across, but now we drape it down. So as we inhale, almost like bird wings, we come across very loose, not like this, we're not zombies, right? We come across. And then as you have this looseness to your wrist, as you exhale, you almost are pushing down on like a drape. So try to feel it in your hands as you push down. And up across. So you inhale and exhale. These gentle flowing movements, especially when they become more rhythmic, because then they allow you to stop thinking. Which a lot of times, as I mentioned before, can be very difficult, not impossible. do two more, going even slower. Let's see if that changes anything. Thank you. So, how did that feel?
Good.
A little gentler than some of the others, but I think they can be beneficial. I like the rhythmic ones. There's a lot of steps, and as I said, there was one of them that I just made up on the spot. But I'm used to doing things two-handed. This one, because of the analogy, adding the one hand helps too. Allows you to also stretch things out too if you're used to always using one mouse or using a different mouse. But without further ado, we're going to move on to Dr. Serlin's component with regards to Tai Chi for arthritis. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Indeed, a beautiful day. And now an opportunity for us to sense that internal energy, that Qi, as Jason has had us working with already. Now what I'd like to do, because we've done a fair amount of activity now with our legs being static, we're going to begin to move a little bit more. We may have some cramping in the legs, so let's address that right now. And what we're going to do with this next exercise, as we breathe in, we're going to bring our arms up and we're just going to step back off to about a 45-degree angle and touch our toes behind our body. And then we're going to breathe out and come back to center. And then we're going to take that same leg and breathe in and just go onto our heel. Try to have a little bend in that back leg. And now breathe out and come back to center. So it's a breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Let's go to the other leg, same thing. Breath in, step back, breath out, come to center, breath in, same leg forward, knee bent in the back, breath out, come back to center again. Breath in, out, in, out, breath in, out, in, and out. Now we're going to touch our feet. So we're going to take one foot as we breathe out, touch your toes to the ground. Again, knee bent in the other leg. And then touch the heel. So it's breath out, in, out, in, out, in. And now we're going to go same thing. We're going to breathe out, touch the outside of the foot, breathe in, touch the inside, breathe out, touch the outside, breathe in, touch the inside, breathe out, touch the outside, breathe in, touch the inside. Come back to center. Same thing. Breath out, breath in, out, in, out, in, and out, in. Now we're going to go outside of the foot, outside, breath out, breath in to the inside. Breath out, in, out, in, out, in, and relax. Okay, so those are a couple of things. Like I said, when the feet start to cramp up, that's a nice way for you to get things moving a little bit. The stationary stances take some time. You will build up some strength in your legs and in your knees. Always be thinking about the alignment of the body, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles, and just a slight bend in your knees. We don't want to have such a big bend in our knees that our knees are actually inhibiting us from seeing our toes, so to speak, if we look down. And ultimately with that sense that our head is suspended by a string from the heavens. And now what I'd like to do is go through move 4 once again. Now, I want to make clear about the footwork for just one moment. So, just to review, move 3, we pushed off to the right with a step that is just slightly in front of the other foot. We breathe out, and then we rotate our hand. Now from here, if we're going to break down simply the feet for move 4, so we have a little more weight in our front leg, and then as we are going to begin move 4, we're going to take our weight from that right leg, the 70-30, and we're just simply going to come back and go touching your toes only with your feet even with your shoulders. We then begin, so you just are going to come out here, touch, and then this same leg is going to move straight laterally with the whole foot touching the ground, and then the other foot follows, and we step a little wider than our body out to the right, and then we have the other foot follow, and one more time, third time, and we follow. Okay, so going back through that footwork one more time, I'll show this to the side so that perhaps it's a little bit easier. And I'm going to demonstrate this for those that are in class right now so they can follow, moving with my left foot. Okay, so if we step out for move 3, following our hands, then we're going to, well, actually, go ahead and face me if you would. And you do it the same way. You're going to use your right leg. I'm going to mirror you to make it easier to follow. Okay? So here we are. We step. Think of you pushing your hands towards that foot. Keep your weight in the back leg. Keep your weight in the back leg. And then what we're going to do is just come back, touch your toes, and then step and follow. Step and follow. Step and follow. Okay, now the arm movement for move 4 is going to be the cloud hands that Jason has shown us in the past. And essentially what this is going to look like is as we are moving right to left, so we stepped and pushed our hands over this leg, and we then open up our curtains, so to speak. We then bring this hand down as we touch, and then these hands are going to pass. When they begin to pass, we step, shift over, and then we come back. And then again, we're going to step, the hands follow, we step over, and then the hands pass, we come back, and a third time, then we step, come across, hands pass, and then ultimately we end up with our hands here. So let's look at that hand motion. I'm going to reverse this again for those in class live right now. So you follow with your right hand, we're going to your right, okay? So first of all, let's just do the cloud hands motion. Feet staying where they are for a moment. Just push your hands towards your right, and then think of your hands opening forward. Now, this right hand is going to, your left hand is going to come over here, and then we begin this process. The hands pass like they're going up and down on the side of a box. Come across the box, let the hands pass up and down the side of the box, and we return back across the box. Let the hands pass, come back across the box, up and down the side of the box, across the box, and then a third time. Now this last time, we simply let our hands create a ball in front of us. And then open and shut. Okay, let's put that together now. Again, I'm going to do this mirror form. You are moving your right leg first and moving to the right. I am currently going to the left, just for demonstration for those live in class. So, let's start out with move 3 for a moment. Move 2 was this, the open and shut. Okay? We breathe in, turn to your right. Breathe out as you step with your right foot slightly and push your hands towards that direction. And now breathe in, leave your weight in that front leg, and bring your hand over. Now we're going to step. The hands are going to pass, and now to the right. Once, step, across, and now we're going to step and let the hands pass, across, step, up the box, across. And now we step a third time, the hands pass, and across the box, bring the other leg in, let the hands pass. We come to center and create that ball. Breath in, breath out. Good. Now, I'm going to turn so we're all going the same direction, okay? And I'm going to try to talk much less. Again, perhaps the most significant part of the form is exactly what I see Jason playing with off in the distance, which is move 2, where we simply are breathing in, feeling that sense of the ball expanding between our hands, and breathing out, feeling the ball getting small. I always like to use the analogy of a balloon that is being blown up magically, so to speak, between our hands. A balloon being, sorry about that.
You're good.
A balloon being blown up magically between our hands. If we just had our hands resting on this balloon, fingertips up to the sky, and as that balloon got blown up, we just feel our hands expanding with that balloon, just slightly expanding with the breath in, and then breathe out like somebody's put a little teeny hole in the balloon and it's just deflating, just so slightly. And again, breathe in, feel that expansion, and breathe out. Now, as that is one of the more important moves in this form, you will find that that move repeats itself. What we would call musically as a refrain, okay? So now let's try this all go in the same direction. Let's start out with, first of all, again, this basic stance. Let us do move 2 and lead in. So breath in, just like we worked on, feel the balloon expand. Breathe out, feel it get small. We're now going to breathe in and turn to our right. We're going to step to our right, breathe out, push our hands towards the right leg. And now we're going to breathe in, leaving our weight in that front leg. As we breathe out, we're going to bring our arm in and touch the toes, and then we begin this process. Breath out and breathe in. Again, breathing in across. Breathe out when the hands go up and down. Breath in as we come across. Breath out. And in. One more time. Breath out, step. Breathe in, come across. Breathe out. Breath in. And let your hands go back to move 2. Breath in, feel the balloon expand. Breathe out, feel the balloon deflate. Now, at the end of the sections, we do a gesture. So,
You're fine, I'll follow you.
Move 2 was here that we repeated just now, and if we were going to end the form at that point, we'd simply breathe in and have our hands circle around an imaginary bass drum in front of our body. That's how the whole form, when we're done at the end of it, the form will literally end, breath in and breath out. Okay? So, let's try to put everything together, and then we can go back over, move forward, or answer any questions that there may be. Okay, so, once again, this time we start from move 1, heels together, feet in a 45-degree angle, head is suspended by a string, and let us begin. Breathe in, let the hands float up. Breath out, little bend in our knees. Breathe in, bring your left foot up off the ground, heel, toe, pushing our balloon forward. Now toe, heel, and bring the balloon back. Let it settle in front of your chest. Move 2. Breath in. Breath out. Move 3. Move 4. Out, and now bass drum to finish off. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us today. Hope you have enjoyed this. Please do your best to try and find some time to work on these activities every day. You'll find them to be very, very useful to you from the standpoint if you have any momentary stresses and you can take just a couple minutes to do some of these exercises and release some of that negative chi that may be built up within you, negative energy. It is wonderful to be able to do those, so to speak, in the moment of need. But better is to try to address and deal with this internal energy on a daily basis, and to try your very best to find a sense of relaxation each and every day. I personally like to start my day doing these exercises, leaving myself in the best frame of mind with the best level of energy that I could possibly have to meet and greet every day and everybody that I encounter during the day. Thank you very much. See you next week.